Hi, welcome to Carrie on Cake. I'm Carrie, a self-taught cake maker at CC's Cakes in Anstey, Leicestershire. I just wanted to do this really quick PowerPoint tutorial on costing your cakes for profit. It's something that I struggled with quite a bit in the early days. I just kind of picked a price and thought, well, that's roughly about right, let's charge that. But as a business and moving forward, you really need to be confident in the prices that you're charging. And especially if someone comes back to you, which invariably you will find they do, saying, oh, well, that's too much money, I can get it cheaper at Tesco's. That's my favourite saying, the amount of times I've heard that. You need to be confident that you've costed everything so that you're happy with it. You're happy with that price you're charging. If someone thinks that, then you can just let it go. That's fine. But the right people who know the product that you're making, the amount of effort and time that's gone into it, and the ingredients and the thought behind it, they're the kind of people that will come back to you again and again and again. And they're the people that are the total pleasure of customers that you can get. Okay, so let's get into it and have a look how we go about it. What makes a cake? So you've got a few things that actually make the cake. You've got obviously the ingredients, egg, butter, sugar, flour. You've got your packaging, because you can't just send them out in customers' hands. So you need things like your boxes, your boards, and actually they're quite high cost. That within the amount of money that you're costing now, probably the most money will go on the boxes and the packaging. You've got additional elements. If you're outsourcing toppers, you need to get ribbons, things like that. There's obviously the time it takes you to make the product. Now, even though this is your business, you're probably the only one in it, you work from home, like myself, you still need to see yourself as an employee of that business. You deserve an hourly wage. Else there isn't much point doing it. You need to treat this as a job, a business, and take that wage away with you as well. Also, you've got the business usages, so things like electricity, website, business cards, things like that. They're all things that you wouldn't necessarily think about putting into the cost, but they need to be paid for in some way if you're looking at the business as a whole. So that does need to come into thought when you are putting your pricing together. Okay, so how do we get the price? So let's first of all do the costing of the ingredients. So the cost is the price of all the materials to create the end product. So what I do is I make a list. So for example, if I was doing 12 cupcakes with fondant design toppers on top of them, I would make a list of butter, sugar, eggs, flour, baking powder, vanilla extract. Then for your butter icing, you'd have the butter again, the icing sugar, the fondant for the individual toppers that you've decided to make. Don't forget things like your muffin cases and your box. So I make a list of those things. I put next to it the amount that I need. So whether it be grams, the amount of eggs, how many cupcake cases, make a list of that. Then next to that, what I'll do is I will write down what I've bought, such as a pack of butter, and how much that pack came in. So I bought a pack of butter for £1.49, but it came in 250 grams. Well, I don't need that 250 grams to make my product. I only need 150. So to work out how much the exact prices that you're paying for this product that you're making now, you would take the £1.49, you would divide it by 250, and that would give you a price per gram. Then you take the amount of grams that you're actually going to be using, which is 150, times the gram price by that, and you will get your amount for this particular item, which is 89 pence. Again, if we were looking at the eggs, it cost me £1.18 to buy 15. So I would take £1.18, divide it by the 15 to get 8 pence per egg. I need 3 eggs for this recipe, so I would times that up and it would be 24 pence. So I've gone down my list, done all of that for all of those elements, and that has brought me to a price of £5.75 for 12 cupcakes. Now this isn't your end price, this is your cost. But to that, I add 5%. And at this point, I add the 5% for things like electricity, wear and tear on your kitchen items. It's really hard to individually price things like electricity when you're working from your own home, because an electricity bill comes and that is probably for a quarter of a year, and it's taking everything in, isn't it? Your family life, your home life, everyone is in this house, and it's very hard to try and split down individual things. So what I do is I add 5% to each order, and that covers all of those things. I also, as we said before, want to pay myself a wage. So I say roughly it takes me an hour to do these. I would charge £10 for that. So I'm getting a £10 hourly rate for this product. Then, because we are running as a business, we need to pay some money into the business. Now, as a small business, it's never going to be a great deal, as we'd never be able to pay ourselves the wage, or the customers wouldn't want to pay an extortionate price. So what I do is, for example, on a box of 12 cupcakes, I take £2. That money can go into the bank, into a business bank account. It can go into a petty cash tin, but just let it build up. And then when something inevitably breaks down, say a whisk or something like that, you have that money there, you're able to use that to buy a product, and that will be an asset for the business. Again, if you worked at Greggs, your boss won't come up to you and say, right, okay, the cooker's broke, you've got to buy it. So try and look at it in that way. As your business, there needs to be money within that business, but also you need an hourly wage. So this came to around £18.04. So I've just rounded it to £18, and that's what I would charge for my bespoke cupcakes. Now, don't be fooled into thinking or let your customers be fooled into thinking, should I say, that is to their door. I say it's that price collected from my home. It's that price within the village that I live in. But any further than that, then there is a small additional charge, because your profit would be then going on to petrol, wear and tear of a car. You have to have business insurance on your car if you're doing deliveries, and you have to really look at that aspect. So if you can, when quoting, actually say that within your quote, because sometimes I've been stung on that, and I've come to the end of making the cake and asking if they want delivery, and then people don't want to pay for the delivery charge because you've never mentioned it. So maybe even put it on a website, but do make it quite clear that there is a delivery charge outside of a certain radius, but you're more than happy for people to come and collect it from your home. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Tune in for some more different hacks and tips later on in the week maybe, but I hope you enjoyed that now. Thank you.